you can see in shot there are babies. Not very small, they're probably a month or so old. And those are crested francolin. There's another one of their parents over there. Beautiful birds. And thankfully now that the vegetation is beginning to thin as we head into our dry season, it's easier to see a lot of these critters. Now, this is clearly a zebra, and I'm sure all of you are aware of that, but this is the perfect angle to determine whether it's a male or a female. So, send your answers through to Nikki, again at questions@wildearth.tv or #SafariLive, and let me know whether you think this is a stallion or a mare. He seems to be... Oh, well, I just gave it away there, and I'm extremely sorry. So, it is a male, and the reason why I can tell is you'll notice how his hind quarters come together and touch one another white on white. So when he wags his tail, you can see clearly his rump touches white on white. Females will have a vertical black strip between where their rump meet up, and that is the stallion, and he will have his ladies nearby. Now, unlike the impala that we've just seen, zebra compete throughout the year for their ladies. So he has a harem of ladies which he will always try and protect and also increase in number, whereas impala just have a very short period of their year, about 1 month, where they will compete with one another for the ladies. And a lot of you, if it is your first time joining, firstly, welcome. And secondly, you might be wondering, well, surely it's not too much of a surprise to be seeing zebra here on a safari in Africa. And it actually is, depending on where you are on safari. Different animals may be more common than others. And this is an area where zebra are not hugely common. And that's because the vegetation is too thick. There's not very many open clearings. And as you can see, they like feeding on grass, and especially short grass. And that we don't have too much of. So naturally, they go elsewhere.
So how exactly would it work? Because a male will have a harem and then offspring from there. So if there's daughters from that harem, then other males will have to fight the father for the daughters. Is that how it works? Or?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I think how nature would work that out is that a male would only be dominant for a period during which his daughters would not be sexually mature, and it would probably be overthrown by another male by the time that they do become sexually active.
Okay.
So during that, probably, I'm guessing it takes 4 years for a zebra to become sexually mature, a female. I could be wrong, but that is a guess that I would hazard. What I'm going to do is just creep forward a little bit and see if we can see the rest of this harem that we speak of, and see what the ladies are up to. Oh, don't run away. So Andrew's just panning across to the small calf, and they will be playful early in the morning. And great camera work there, Andrew, following it as it ran behind that vegetation. And just like most animals, Okay folks, apologies, our microphone seems to be causing a little bit of trouble. So, Andrew is going to try and tweak things, but it may require us to turn off the broadcast temporarily, but we'll just see how the little tweak that is done now works, and apologies for this.
I think it should be okay now.
Good. Well, here comes the stallion, and this is going to be beautiful. He's going to be walking across the road right in front of us. And this is the short grass that they are targeting. Ideally it would be green, but winter is a reality out here, and it is our dry season. We did have more zebra and wildebeest around during the summer months, and it does go to show, it depends on when you visit any wilderness area, what animals you might see, as it does vary through the seasons. You can even hear his hooves clipping against one another as he goes. And for any of you that ride horses, it would be a sound that you are familiar with. Well, like I said, it's an animal we don't often get to see, and what a great start to the morning it is then. Sadly though, they have headed into some quite thick vegetation, so we will leave them to it and continue on our conquests this morning. And the plan is, as I was saying before we did bump into the zebra, is that we're going to head away from all the initial potential action and go and search an area where there aren't many vehicles. And once I do have updates on the radio of what has been located on Arethusa and the various other parts of Djuma, we can then make some decisions as to what we should do.